maintenance man at Mr. Dog Poop Studios, and today we're looking at this professional cinema rig that costs under $100. I'm always talking about how you don't need expensive equipment to make films. In fact, if you have a phone, you could be a filmmaker. Today, we needed a cage for a phone for a prop in a movie that we're setting up, or a short film. It's called Shantae and the Ghost Hunters. We're using some student actors. They're going to be working for a few weeks learning the lines, and then we're going to go ahead and shoot the film. In the film, they're social media celebrities. So they're using a rig to look like they're professionals, obviously with their phone, instead of walking around with a phone like this. So we got this cage. Let's open it up, check it out, and talk about how you can accessorize it and use it to make your films. Instructions, of course, we never read them. Nothing ever changes around here. It's got a couple handles. These are pretty nice, actually. Couple handles, and this looks like the cage. It was, I believe, $43 on Amazon. I thought there would be more in here than just that, but that's all right. So we're going to be shooting vertical format. This can be used this way or this way. At least that's what they tell me. It has some 1/4-20 things in here that we can put in. We're going to go ahead and just attach that right in the center. So these can be moved around up here, or it can be this way for filming. But because it's social media, we wanted vertical format. So those handles go on there. And they didn't come with any tools, but it does have holes in it, so you could put something in there and tighten it up more than just by hand, so you can get that pretty tight. It has a piece here, so it actually clamps on the phone. It's not one of those spring-loaded ones. And it should hold a pretty big phone. So we've got an iPhone 11 here. We'll put in. I'm going to. All right, so now, and you can see me. So this gives us just a little stronger look than just holding a phone in a film, or social media. I'm holding a phone. We're going to have someone holding this and filming the other people. So we want to add some lights. You can pick these up for anywhere from $15 to $30. I think Ulanzi sells these for about $35. These were probably $10. I don't believe they come with the ball head. You may have to get that separately, but we could stick this on here, on the cold shoe, and then that ball head makes it adjustable, so we can adjust that. And I don't know what's going to look good for the film, because if we're filming this way, I want the lights going that way, but we might also switch and film face-wise, so they can also be put onto this. There are right here, 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 and here, there are basically cold shoe mounts. So we could slide that in here if we were doing this format. You could put one there, or on the bottom. So there's all, and on the handles. There's all kinds of places that you can put these. And even though we're going to be using boom mics and lavs, we are going to put a microphone on our rig so that it looks legit. And now I have a problem because I wanted to have this right up here, and I don't have anything for it. So we could actually stick this into the cold shoe mount, or I can get a cold shoe mount with a 1/4-20. I definitely want to put that on. So let me go dig one out of storage since this didn't come with that. So we keep a box with all the rigging gear, 15mm rails, connectors, clips, ball heads, all the things that we need. And it's nice to have that, especially when you're rigging, maybe out of your budget. The trick is to find the pieces you need when you need them. We got 15mm rails. We've got camera mounts in here for phones, add to things, ball heads. We keep extra hardware. You never know when you're going to need 1/4 20 pieces, different sizes. Found one. And it is, oh, I found 3 of them. They were just buried. So this is a Neewer, again, I don't know how much they are. We got 3 of them, probably 3 for $10 or something. And that can go right on there. 1/4 20 screw, and we'll just put it right in the middle. So if you get the cage, it doesn't have any extras, doesn't have any tools. So you may need some extra pieces as you start putting it together. I would recommend that if you're doing this. So let me get rid of this thing. Okay, so now we have our Neewer cold shoe on there, and I'm going to go ahead and put this little microphone. So now I have a shotgun mic. It's a Movo. I don't think they're that expensive. And then this has a 3.5mm TRS plug, which is useless if we're going into a phone. So I purchased, again from Movo, an adapter. I went with the Movo adapter because I know they specialize in this stuff. It was about $20, and it simply goes from a lightning connector to a 3.5, and it's made for a phone for the audio. So I know when I plug this in to the bottom of the phone and I attach this to it, it's actually going to give me audio through that speaker. So here we go. We've got, in a couple minutes, we have a pretty cool rig. These lights are RGB, and they can be turned on. They look like they're set at medium, so they can be set, I guess we can dim them. So they go from 5,000, oh, they're 5,000K, and they can be dimmed down to nothing. So from 0 to 100%. So you can see our rig. Obviously, I'm not gonna, as a social media person, I'm not gonna hold it out like that. But the idea was that we're gonna have other people filming. So they're gonna be following and going and filming through a haunted house, basically. And this will give us an option of kind of changing the light, RGB. Here's a whole rig that you can put together for $100. It's pretty cool. It's a lot better than holding your phone and trying to do this stuff. As you see, you can hit record over here if you want to take a photo, so put it on video. You can see it, and it's easy enough to hit the record button. And we can film whatever we want to film. If you're trying to make a film on a budget, a little shotgun microphone like this isn't going to be ideal. But for about $20, you can get these little microphones on Amazon. Here's a couple different brands, but essentially this is what they look like. 2 little clip-on microphones, it's 2 channels, and a receiver. The receiver just plugs into the phone, So it just plugs right into the bottom there. It's got a connection on it. And you can get them for different phones. You can get them USB-C. You can get them for the Lightning connector. And that is the receiver. There's no battery or anything in it. The other two have little USB-C ports, and they charge up. Now, I know we've used these for 4 or 5 hours straight with them holding a charge, so they're pretty good. Decent sound quality. You're recording onto a phone, and you can hide this on a person. Obviously, if you're making a film, it doesn't make sense to have the thing clipped onto them. The clip does come off, looks like, so you can pull that off, and you could just tape that under a shirt, a little piece of tape, and it pairs with the phone. So there's an on-off button right there, and you'll see a little green light, and that means it's paired with the phone. If it's red, it's not connecting, but little green light. So you could tape that under a shirt, put it under a collar. You don't necessarily need that big thing on it. They're pretty decent for 20 bucks. They're not bad, and they last for hours. So you're talking about, portable. It's transmitting into the phone, recording on the phone. So it says now recording, but oh yeah, you see the audio signal. So right now, this is getting the audio from, you can see how the audio signal goes up when I talk into it. This is actually getting the audio from this, not from the phone. So you can have 2 channels, which is great. Let's see if we can turn on the other channel. And that is now green. I don't know if the phone is going to record on 2 channels or 1 channel, but we can definitely have both of these working, and you can see the recording going across. Pretty cool. They're not expensive. Again, get rid of this. Get these 2 for 20 bucks, 30 bucks for lights, 40 bucks for this thing. Can we play it? So it says now recording, but oh yeah, you see the audio signal. So right now, this is getting the audio from, you can see how the audio signal goes up when I talk into it. Mouth. This is actually getting the audio from this, not from the phone. So you can have 2 channels, which is great. Let's see if we can turn on the other channel. Pretty cool. So again, not expensive. They last hours. I want to say our longest, we were using them plugged into the phones doing live on TikTok and Instagram. Instagram's only an hour. We've done 5-hour runs on TikTok, and they work great. Absolutely fine for streaming. Is it going to be the best audio quality in the world? Are you making the best movie in the world with an iPhone? Probably not. And you're probably going to be shooting that way. So we can, this is super easy to reconfigure. So let's say you wanted to do, these just pull out. So it's standard rigging. You can get all the standard parts. And if we want to film this way, just screw these onto the side. And again, we could move our lights here. So now you're filming widescreen instead of vertical. Another feature of this is it has a USB-C plug on it. Plug it into the phone, plug a USB-C cable into it, and charge the phone. So the phone can stay charged if you wanted to add extra power. So if you wanted to do 4 or 5 hours, typically the phone batteries don't last streaming. We always had them plugged into battery power or DC power. Again, this can go up here if you want to add a cold shoe in, or you could put it here. You can put extra lights. Pretty much whatever you want. Flip the lights down, flip the lights. So if you're doing this way, you could always point the lights at yourself if you wanted to film yourself back and forth. I like it. I really like it. So one thing we could do is put a 1/4-20, put a baby pin on there and put it into a grip head, which would be nice, because you got your rigging stuff. But here's a little cheap stand with a 1/20. There's a place right in the middle. So we can go ahead and set that up, something like that. Didn't come with it. The only thing that came with it is the outside cage, the phone clamp, and the 2 arms. Everything under $100, and you have a pretty cool cage. And if you drop it or do something, your phone's protected.